Jamming for a second now. Oh, it's probably conflicting right now. My bad. We've been jamming it out. Man, just had a little intro there. It's Thursday. We chilling. What's up, y'all? Y'all see? I put some love on the chart here. Looking at the U.S. dollar DXY. It's got an X in it. Must be good. It's here. It's got an X in it. Don't worry, Bitcoin has an X too. They have a Bitcoin account called, this used to be called, this is like one of the oldest Bitcoin charts you can get, boy. It used to be called Brave New Coin. Now it's called the Bitcoin Liquid Index. But yeah, this is the beginnings. If you're looking for that data, go and look at this one. This is historic. Satoshi traded this chart. How about that? This is the chart that Satoshi traded when they dumped Bitcoin to nothing. When they said that this isn't anything. This is a hype. Hopium. We're going to stay in traditional markets. Yeah, the government is fucking up right now, but fuck it. I'm going to buy a house. The year is 2010. The 2008 houses crisis just ended, and there was two paths to go. One, into Bitcoin. The other, into property. Well, they probably both, if I had a chart side by side, they probably both did really, really well side by side. On the way up, But what's up, y'all? What it do? How's it going, internet land? How's it going, YouTube? This your boy, Crypto Bruh, a.k.a. Mo World Peace, the DJ / producer. We make beats. New beats probably coming soon. I just haven't sat down and channeled everything together. My mind has been so caught up in Zen for like the last 365 days since I left my my job to focus on being creative. And we've been here ever since talking about Zen every single day, pretty much every single day. I mean, there might be some blackout days there. But other than that, we have been keeping our eye on the market and making sure, you know, that Zen is where it's at. Again, for me personally, I like Zen so much because of its distribution model. And I'm a big passionate point mother effer for the cryptos in general, for the creation, you know what I'm saying? For the genesis, call me a pastor if you want. I'm spitting facts from the explosion. That's why we wear the X, bro. X gonna give it to you. It's our year 2024. X is the 24th letter of the alphabet, and it's pretty cool. It's like that's all you got to do. You make an X. Oh man, what up, Craig Crypto? I'm not even trying to preach anymore. Preaching in Zen nowadays just comes from yelling at someone to throw facts at their ass. You know, then it sounds religious. It's like, yo, what the fuck? It's like, yeah, I know you can't see it. It's fine. I see it though, because I'm here every day. And since I'm here every day, you know, profit's going to come the way regardless. Again, being in cryptocurrencies is big in general. Man, today is January 18th, 2024. We're like, again, we running through the month. We running through this month, bro. It's about to be the shortest month of the year. Black History Month. Let's go. Super soaker. But But yeah, we're moving through 2024 already, getting closer and closer to things that some people think are imaginary. And again, that's what I'm saying. It might sound like I'm preaching, but really I'm just throwing facts at you. And now what we're getting to is a junction, right? We've been through these junctions many times in the Zen world, but we're getting to one right now that it unfortunately is going to have some people that maybe we thought wanted to be down with the team or something, you know? And it's just a realization pivot point. We saw it way back here when XENblocks came out and people went the XENblocks direction. That was probably the toughest one for a lot of Zenians to make the transition to like the forward progress facts that X1 chain's coming out to deliver a high performance blockchain for the planet Earth, mass adoption, right? So it's everything that Zen is, but it's the product you can sell. It's not what Zen is, which is the product that you can't sell, right? And then we want to sell Zen. Like I want to sell Zen too, man. I want Zen to go to the moon. And what's crazy about it is formulas, right? Situations have to play out in order for, you know, A plus B equals C, right? Which in our case would be, again, Zen being successful. So yeah, this pivot point back here in September, August of people moving into XENblocks, still staying true in Zen, you know, but moving on to help the bigger picture, that caused a lot of turbulence. But again, it was needed because I still think this is a super solid bottom that was formed from a whole year worth of Zen coming out distribution wise. So again, Zen is it's a distribution supply coin. That's all it is. Like everything else in fucking ERC20 land. Like let's be your facts. We could look at anything in ERC20 land that's just here. We'll look at this one. Here's Curve. Or Corvex, my bad. Corvex Finance. Haven't looked at this in so damn long. It has to load. So Zen is like a Corvex, but it's really not, because this is still like a protocol DeFi token where you get the coin from participating on their lending platform, right? So this is like a first version idea of what DeFi is that, you know, Zen does have built in. You can stake your Zen and get an APR or APY if you like. You can buy a bunch and stake it and just hold on and wait. So it has this characteristic, but again, this is its own category. Like it's just here. It's not like Zen. Another thing, let's see, another ERC20. Here's Anchor. So Anchor is a coin. If you've ever used RPC services, this is a really good utility coin to actually have, because if you own them in your wallet, you can use the Anchor RPCs and you can gain benefits from being on their like network. And that's sick. Like the more I'm learning about crypto, the more AT&T, Verizon, T-Mobile, like it feels like those brands, I never knew how they would have competition. When you think of telecom and, you know, the cell phone companies, like who's going to compete against them? And that's a crazy $1 billion industry, right? So I'm starting to see those characteristics amongst tokens because it depends on the utilization of the ERC20. So like Anchor, stake it to your wallet, get better reception. That's pretty cool. But again, it's not like Zen, because Zen, you don't stake to your wallet to get better reception. Maybe somebody made an app similar to Anchor, right? Maybe a Zenian makes a ETH RPC now that we have all this bandwidth from X1 chain and we've learned more about the architecture of crypto. You feel me? Not just like how coins go back and forth, but like this idea that, yo, maybe people do stake Zen to a contract to help with bandwidth or some shit like that. I don't know. I'm not the one that's trying to fix that problem in the world. Maybe you are. Maybe you are concerned about getting cheaper calls, getting cheaper texts, you know, that kind of solution-based ideas and packages using the Zen token, right? It's just an ERC20, but it does other things. Here's another ERC20 dust token for, this one's the super bland. This is for an NFT called DGods. You need this token to unstake your DGod. So it's just motherfuckers passing coins back and forth. But again, that's what I'm saying. It's just an ERC20. Like, what is the definition of an ERC20? Here's Pepe. You know, you could go down the list. You got to come to a realization, man. All this shit the same. How did Pepe come out into existence? Not first principles, that's for damn sure. But everybody who got in made mad bread and they're sitting on it. So this is just a normal, this is like a normal thing in crypto. Anyone can do this. Do a shitcoin, massive marketing, make sure that everybody hodls. If everyone hodls and they keep a brand alive, like how Pepe is, had got endorsed by the original Pepe people, but Pepe itself is just a traveling meme. You know, I got Pepe right here, dude. I've had this template since like 2017, maybe not 2017, maybe okay, we'll say 2018. 2018, 19, I don't know, that shit was a long time ago, but because you can see I have not that much hair like I do today. Grew that motherfucker out. But yeah, so Pepe, everybody got Pepe, bro. I'm stupid for being so first principles that I didn't buy this with my knowledge of crypto. I was like, I ain't buying that. Zen is the way. Back in April. And again, I kind of took again, but let me just stick on this. We'll talk about that later. But yeah, so ERC20s are just ERC20s. Zen is nothing like that. Everything else is utilized not for the burn of a blockchain, right? So in Zen, after all of this stuff that has gone down, after this critical moment of sell pressure, because again, a lot of people jumped ship and sold their Zen, sold their inflation and didn't mint again. And we see that too happening in the minting zone, where there's not much Zen happening at the end. So people have stopped minting Zen in this idea of like X1 chain being born. So we're coming to another pinnacle moment in Zen where how you perceive the future is your fork in the road, right? And if you believe that this is just an ERC20 that's just a normal coin, like I just went down the list, I can show you a ton of, because in my opinion, it's not normal. And I feel like I can counter a lot of coins with Zen because of how pure it is based on its distribution after being made. So yeah, like everything else at ERC20, this is actually fuel for what is X1 chain. So the question is now, if you've minted this coin now and you don't believe X1 chain is going to be the shit, and you don't think development is being processed, you're still looking, at, X for your insider information instead of just being in Telegram. Here's a fun thing that came in through Telegram. This is what I mean by just being in Telegram. So we're just chilling, hanging out. And then Yosef comes into the Telegram and he spits this bar where he says X1 testnet has, well, now we're at 100 and, we're at, let's say full nodes. So yeah, X1 testnet has 89 full nodes while Phantom only has 55 full nodes. Now Zen has only 22 million market cap, while Phantom market cap has 1 billion. This is going to be fun. Then he posts this video or this photo of all the nodes. Right. And what I think, my explanation is that's happening if you're out, because like I said, your fork in the road was back here when a lot of us decided to continue again. It was just continuation of development. Nobody fell off the Zen train. I actually have a reason to hold Zen now, and I've been shouting that since way back the fuck here, where I said, wow, XENblocks just saved Zen, because Zen was gonna die for sure. There was no way we were gonna be able to answer the security issue of XN validation. Now the validators or how do I say this? Now XENblocks, because of the people who went ahead and, like I said, it was a fork in the road. It's kind of awkward, but we needed to start it. We needed to get this going. We needed this piece of the puzzle. Again, it's hard work, it's labor. And now you can't stop this because it's going. It's been going for 1, 2, 3. It's actually a matrix day for XENblocks. So that's probably why I'm harping everybody's ass about it today. The matrix is fucking saying do it. But yeah, so yeah, 1, 2, 3, boy. This is your chance to like really get into the portal. If you're gonna miss it, you're gonna miss it. I don't care. You can do whatever you want. There's a ton of cryptos. We say that on the show all the time. You can go out there, you can find a ton of different cryptos. Now back to the XENblocks. So why did XENblocks secure Zen? Again, this is hard work and dedication. People have to build miners and get online physically in order to participate in the mine. Unlike Zen, I don't want to say Zen isn't physical because it still typically is, but there's a screen in between you and the Zen, right? Minting Zen is not hard. It's just simply going to this website, clicking a few buttons, right? I go here, I hit this button, go up here, I hit max, go over here, I go to collector, you know, I hit max, I hit next, and then I mint Zen. All like that. Can't do it on the stream as fast as I can do it, not on stream. Fast stream's coming soon. Damn, it's $4 right now to mint Zen on Polygon. That's not bad. That's actually not that bad. One day I'll go back to talking about all of this stuff. But I want to see new people show up and start talking about what we were used to talk about. Like what we used to, a year ago, I was always talking about ways to utilize all of these parameters to your best advantage when mining Zen. I mean, yeah, now it's kind of sporadic, but it would be cool to see like a new person show up and give us their spin on like, what does max terms mean to them? What does AMP mean to them? How do they feel now that they don't get EAA? You know, are they taking advantage of the APY? Like, what is the new Zenian doing? Right? It's kind of some things that just float through my head sometimes because I'm battling X1 now. And again, this is going back to what I was saying, where the fork is in the road. Do you still think Zen is just an ERC20, or are you kind of like on the same wavelength as a Zen miner, someone who's mining Zen, whether it be on Ethereum or now XENblocks? A little bit more expensive over here, but again, you're getting physical coins. No one can take them from you. Same consensus concepts as every POW. So you can say it takes its DNA from Bitcoin, except our algorithm is Argon 2, which is memory hard, more, or how you can say the best complexity for today's environment of compute power. That's a good way to say why Argon 2. Because like in today's compute power, either you do an ASIC or you do GPU. And right now we are still ASIC resistant. We are GPU resistant, but if you can get the miner, you can now use a GPU, which affects the CPU miners. But essentially the resistance is just like the idea that it could be complex to get beyond the resistance. And when the resistance is met, there might be another level of complexity. And when that level is met, we'll see where the sky's the limit. But currently in POW, it seems like once you get to ASIC level in mining, which means that there's a motherboard and a processing chip specifically designed for crypto mining. Like that's all that computer does. It just hashes blocks. You turn it on and it just gets the math cranking, right? So we're not there yet because that development could take up to like $1 million. You're like literally making a fucking bulletproof system, right? And that's going to take a lot of people to get behind, and it's going to take a lot of people to create. Not a lot of people, but what I'm saying is time, energy, the people hours. Like you're just one person, but if you can work on that project for 10 days, now you're 10 people. I don't know. So I'll be thinking of energy, but yeah, so you are just one person, and I think that's what we're looking at right now. There's only specific people that have the idea of ASIC, but there's only one of them. Now they need more people like themselves to continue the work, and that's why ASIC is pretty resistant right now, because the ideology and the time to make one realistically that's gonna work where you could sell it to someone and they can mine XENblocks the best, where now I need an ASIC and you need an ASIC, that's gonna take so much time. Like, it won't be something that just pops out, because why would somebody buy something like that that's gonna be like 50 racks, right? Or it could be like $10,000 if it's made in mass, right? So you need to make back your investment of like $1 million, and you need all these people to buy it for 10 racks, but then it just breaks 3 days into everyone buying it. Like, it doesn't make any product sense. So that's why ASIC resistant to me, I'm looking at the overall picture and I'm like, yeah, XENblocks has a very good chance at moving into the future and giving people opportunity to mine before this thing just gets way too crazy, right? Where then you can't just be a gamer. You can't just be like an artist, someone with a really big GPU, you know. Right now, I think we're all renting GPUs because it's an available asset. But if the GPU market were to go up because like NVIDIA has like some crazy thing that happens, like if something crazy happened in chips, it would affect the price of cryptos that are based on chips, right? Proof of work. Like, it would affect Bitcoin. Like, it's like, oh, it's harder to make Bitcoins. But I mean, Bitcoins are ASIC. So they're not really side by side with like a NVIDIA card, because NVIDIA's, that's consumer grade. ASIC is not. That's enterprise. So small niche group. But that's another good reason to like XENblocks. It is consumer grade crypto mining. Anyone can get their hands on it. And if you want to start today, I got a guide below to teach you how to build a miner. Then I have 2 guides that are 1 line of code and you're ready to go. Choose whichever you like. What up, Rolando? I'm going in right now, man. It's the 1, 2, 3 day on XENblocks. Got me spicy. What's up, Rolando? Tree City West says, I've been rugged too many times. I don't really play in the memes. I don't really play in the memes. Now, I like memes, but yeah, memes are timing based. It's like you can never beat a meme. You have to be the meme to beat the meme. You know? Like, I was watching like a Ben Stiller movie yesterday, and I was thinking back like in the early 2000s. Like, we used to have movie trolls, like people who only made movies to just troll the fuck out of IRL. You know, I mean, we still kind of have that. Like, if you think of today's troll, it's like a Drewski. I don't know if you know who Drewski is, but you should look him up. If you don't know who he is, he's pretty fucking hilarious. He's like today's troll, where he's gonna take something that is very common to a lot of people and then flip it and remix it so it's funny. That, you know, it's like a mirror effect of comedy. Dave Chappelle does it really well too. Like, that's why his show was so well accepted by a lot of people in the early 2000s, because it was just a reflection show. That's the art of comedy, man. Gotta love me some really good comedy. It's just, you know, poetic. Comedy is poetic when it's a good comedian, straight up. So because life is funny, or the truth is funny, you know, right? When you really look at the truth, it's fucking hilarious. I say that as we look at the XENblocks. But again, that goes back to the kind of thesis or the core of this chat right now, which is you're in a fork in a road. And Zen, if you come to me telling me that everything is in shambles, one of those being DXN, that's kind of what got me riled up today. Because it's not that DXN is bad. We've already gone over this. To me, it's like, oh, wow, people are hella late to the emotional side of DXN. Like, we were hella emotional with DXN. The fuck back here in like, oh, we're not even here, man. Way up here. This is when I was so emotional with DXN. I rage quit all my spots. Like an idiot. Like a fucking idiot. And then when I got right here, right, and this whole time, if you've been watching the show, we've been talking about the way that the development of DB Zen has been handling their social kind of contract, because it's a public bathroom. It's public. DB Zen is, like Ross says, is based on the community. So it needs to build community. It doesn't need to do anything else but build community. And when it finally builds community, it'll catch up to its inflation. And that's just in the white paper. So like, that's why now, if you still are confused on DB Zen, you should go and read their white paper, because we are in the white paper moment. I've shown this before, but let's see if we can find it real quick. I need to make bookmarks. Note to self, if watch this again, make bookmarks of Yosef's tweets, because he fucking is the man. Shout out to Yosef though. He forever posting something fire, man. We need to get this guy up to like 20,000 followers. What's up with our community, bro? We gotta start promoting everybody that's the shit. It's like Tree City West and me. It's like it just getting like Simple and like Cloud and like Crypto Dude. I haven't seen him in a while. I know that we got the Daily Thought that always is cracking. We got Sixer. We still got Zen Head still out there. I mean, I know I haven't been in the spaces to hear what you guys be chatting about, but I know y'all still going hard because the chart speaks for itself. You know, if the Zenians weren't there, it would keep going down, because those are the only people with Zen to sell it down. If you catch my drift. Can't sell down Zen if you don't got it. Shout out to the 3 viewers on Twitter, on the X. Make sure you hit the like button, the subscribe button, or whatever you want. What up, Mind, Body, and Crypto? What it do? We're going down. What's up, Dioshland? How's it going? I take mini numbers. Wait. Can we talk about the power of 3? The 3 is the Trinity number. Facts. That's a fact, man. 3 is crazy. The power of 3. That's why I can't believe I got the 36th node. I was like, oh shit. Oh yeah, yesterday I didn't have it set up, but today we do. So I got my node finally set up. It's number 36. Pretty cool. So looks like I got 2 people delegating. Shout outs to you. Shout outs to the 6969. I appreciate it. So validators in X1 chain. That's why my mind is like starting to go even wild. My mind is starting to branch out to the better ideas. Right? Not the best ideas, but the better ideas. Like, oh, that's gonna be more sustainable. And again, that's why I look at DXN, and it's an easy call right now, because it's like, oh, they're finding sustainability. Anyone not following the narrative isn't seeing how they're becoming stable. And that's kind of why today on X I posted what I posted about DB Zen basically doing it right. Like they needed to make sure they concentrated all of their energy on how do we make a buy and burn, but we don't take a cloud of Ethereum. And what I mean by a cloud of Ethereum, that's a smart contract holding ETH, because that is backwards. That's not really advancing DB Zen to make better ideas, right? So they did come with a really cool solution, which is I like to call it a bite your tongue solution, right? Sometimes you gotta make a solution, and you might not like it because it's gonna take out of your piece of the pie. You can be like, man, I do this and I'm gonna lose XYZ, you know, but in the long run, you're gonna gain so much more than you're gonna lose in that tiny bit of time. So in my opinion, when I heard that Xenon was also, so I heard about the DEX. I knew the DEX was gonna be dope, because it's like, oh, that's cool. We don't actually have a Zen centric NFT DEX. Like, this could introduce a lot of different ideas for people to look at Zen as more of an ERC20 currency on ETH, knowing that when they burn the Zen, they get X1 chain on the other side and whatever reward is on Ethereum. I don't know. Maybe you're buying an elephant from DB Zen, right? So I think they did it right by concentrating the real root of our tree, which is Zen, and how does Zen play a part in their success moving forward, so they don't have to take the ETH. Anytime you use Zen, you don't have to take another side. It's up to you though as a dev. You know, look at Joe Blau. He did the same thing. All he did was take the Zen instead of taking ETH. He could have done Phoenix that takes ETH. He could still do Phoenix that does Titan. But instead, he's like, nah, I'm going to use Zen, right? And that's because it's part of its DNA. And again, we get to have that DNA because you do get XN tokens for burning your Zen on these platforms. So these platforms are concentrated in the success of Zen. As long as Zen is successful, everything should rise with the hyperstructure. And again, that's why I get it now. It's a fork in the road that we're getting to, even outside of here. Right? Like, we had to recover Zen so that people get it. Like, okay, you're safe now, right? This is what this bottom is being built out right now. This is the safe play, right? People sliding in the home base while X1 chain is slowly bleeding out, right? As X1 chain architecture and infrastructure slowly bleeds to the public, smart crypto motherfuckers are buying and collecting Zen and not selling it. We want it to go lower, but that's what we're looking for. I'm not helping the fucking concept right now, and I'm so sorry, guys. I need to be fudding it too, so it can keep going the fuck down. But it's too hard for me to FUD when I know that I'm gonna buy the bottom. Like, if you throw it lower than the Clout Cox bottom call, if you're gonna destroy his bottom, yo, I'm finna buy it up. That's all I know, because X1 chain is on the way. And if you need 100,000 XN tokens, just like the title says, how in the hell are you going to get those? Because I do not think it's going to be easy to get them off of the market like people think, because they're not in the mix, right? There's a lot of serious people on this validator site. And what I mean by serious is being a validator is like free block advertisement. So like, if you do want to get into tech, why not become a validator? One of the biggest validators out there is Anchor. You guys use this shit all the time. Like, I was trying to think, I'm like, yo, what if Anchor decided to come to X1 chain? Now, this is where the validation portion of things get a little abstract as being like what I'm going to be calling myself, which is a bedroom validator. So if you want to throw a little bit of peanuts of XN tokens at, 3x6, we're going to have flawless uptime, that's for sure. But what we're going to probably need to bank on for my delegated node is delegation. Because I'm going to work my ass off to get this node to be very powerful so it can get a lot of votes or get called for a lot of votes. So there's going to be two different types of validators on this list. There's just going to be people chilling, hey, I got a validator, stake with me. Or maybe there's someone who has 100,000 XN and they're going to go long, so they make a validator to go even longer. Right? Like, if you were already going to spend 5 years in the X1 ecosystem, why not make a validator and double up your XN while, providing services to the network in a sense, It's a really good play for people who understand the longevity of how a crypto blockchain is built. Because that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking now, after seeing how this is being rolled out, this is the next 10 years of X1 chain. What the fuck? Like, I can't imagine. I mean, I can because I'm here, but like, we've been in Bitcoin world for over 10 years, 15 years, right? So the evolution of how long it's going to be here, we have a benchmark, which is Bitcoin. Now the thing to do behind it is, I don't think one person can do it. I still think we're in the Bitcoin world where you need a lot of entrepreneurs and a lot of enthusiasts and like-minded individuals to come together to make something as fair as Bitcoin in its like shadow, right? In the shadow of Bitcoin comes X1 chain. But yeah, X1 chain couldn't spawn if we didn't have the Zenian who spawned from the original white paper, which is a fair launched ERC20 that no one thinks about. Right? It's pretty deep shit. That's why it's like, yo, bring the price lower if you're gonna do it, because I don't think that people understand how important the Zen token is to X1 yet, and that blows my mind, because it's like, don't you know this is the only way people are gonna really get in? Like, the XENblocks is for the nerd, and we're gonna mine our ass off, and this is gonna be, like I said, if you want to follow the nerds, we're building. That might be a rocket ship the fucking science facility below the Bahamas. Over on XENblocks, man. That's what you're gonna find over there. But yeah, that takes some brain power. So if you ain't got it, who cares? And that's why, again, You don't need the brain power. You can just buy and mine Zen, and this will be your portal to XN. But because the brain power realizes that you can do this part is going to be very hard to get. Being a validator and being a significant, someone who can significantly impact the supply of XENblocks, now that there's a dedicated amount of miners. This is a solid miner group. It's around 300-400 people, and it's on the edge of being discovered, you know. And with it, when it's discovered by someone who's actually looking for purpose, they're gonna see how Zen works with XENblocks and how those two things work together to make X1 chain, right? And then how X1 chain creates, again, going back to the Trinity, creates the cloud that all networks live inside of, right? All three come back to it, because we're going to be essentially using our progress in XENblocks to create progress in X1 chain. And we're going to port that proof of work equity into X1 chain. So if you think you're going to get 100K for a couple $100, fuck out of here, because I don't think that's why this happened. Again, it goes back to the very beginning of this stream. When we forked in the road right here, this part of Zen was very painful, but that's what I was seeing. I instantly clasped onto it because it made sense to me. I was like, oh shit, if we use a proof of work network to supply security under the layer of X1 chain, that's going to secure Zen, because now you can't burn as much Zen as the proof of work layer to overpower the X1 network to fuck everything up. And that's when I was like, oh, ET's here to fuck everything up. I'm like, why are people trying to fuck everything up? Like, everything is going great. And then now we have to just keep going harder and harder. So we're getting to a fork in the road where it's like, okay, cool, man, you're just trying to fuck everything up. We get it. Like, it's okay. I don't know how many people are going to follow people trying to fuck everything up. You know, I'm seeing it intelligently with statistics that people are not following the fuck ups. They're the group of, because this is active users. So I mean, the miners in Zen, they're still active, you know, but that's because that's all they have to get into X1 chain. And if you're a Zenian that has Zen, you know, how are you going to get 100K X and N? You know, do you have enough Zen, or are you just sitting on Zen waiting for the pump? Have you been participating? Are you on the L1? I mean, are you on the test nets? You know, are you in the groups? Are you chatting? Are you really here? You know, like, that's the question that we're now asking. Like, fuck it, are you really fucking here? Like, we in this bitch. So if you're not really here with us right now, unfortunately, you are being left the fuck behind. Like, I mean, with a big F, because we're flying now. Now that more supply is coming out, again, a lot of people predicted that X1 chain wouldn't even be thought about, like that 333 auction wouldn't be real until like there was more Zen out, because yeah, it'd be cool to give a bunch of people that are new access to XN token, but look how much bigger this platform has become with the stall. Remember back here in August when people were saying we don't want to hear about Bitcoin? We don't want to hear about Bitcoin. Shit. Look how big the platform is now. Jeez, man. Just expanded out of belief. We got some rockets in the chat. I got my finger on the trigger. You gonna buy Zen at 3.9? Man, if it breaks this low though, realistically though, this is where we're talking about with the Oshland, where it's like Zen is at a point where the people who, again, the people who don't know what the fuck is going on, they are trying to fuck everything up because they are lost. So who cares? They can try, but unfortunately this train is moving, so they can't do much more than manipulate a little bit of the chart to get a little bit of gain for what they have. And or like I said, they're completely exiting right now and they're moving on to other networks, which I'm again saying good riddance. I am giving Jack Levin an applause, bro. What a fucking ride it's been to this moment, guys. I don't think you guys, I mean, like, hopefully, I see Simple with the gas and the emoji. What's up, Simple Waters? What's up, Sixer? Good morning, Sinians. But I'm saying, I don't know, like, if you guys realize how much shit this dude took to get us to this area. And now we are in control of the success of X1 chain as a community. Like, he let the rock go. And I was saying it too. Everyone was saying it. We were trying to tell all the people, like, yo, Jack doesn't run Zen. Like, get on that narrative. Get off of this narrative that it's his product. Right? He jumped off the cliff like, bye-bye. I'm going to go make X1 chain. Come follow me. You know? And then everybody that stayed on boat, we all got called what? Ass kissers, Yasmin, snitches, rats. What else? We got all the names in the book, you know, but you can't penetrate. You can't poke steel skin. All right. So it was a fun time watching a bunch of people peep, you know, throughout the last 6 to 7 months. But again, we needed all of that to get to this moment. And you see this 200 coming down. That is a crazy, wild sign with all of this shit that's about to happen. And again, that's why I'm like, yo, either this 200 is going to send us lower or it's going to break us out. So I want Zen to go down, but at the same time, I'm in the loop and I know that this could be a fake out for someone who thinks Zen is going down, who is not in the know, who does not see X1 chain growing every single fucking day, who does not even see that there's already people creating brands on top of X1 chain using a validator node, such as my guy, Buddy San, who has this that you can go and check out right now. You can go to X1 chain block explorer. I'm sure it's still meta, so it's kind of hard to find. You got to be a Zenian to find it. I say go to Jack's Twitter account. You'll find it. But Buddy San, he created this, which is a he's going above and beyond what I was even trying to think, like, which is why I'm saying to myself, okay, if I can't offer this, what I can offer is performance and community. So fuck it, I'm gonna stay in my lane and I'm gonna do the damn thing. But I'm hyped to see people blossom in what their passion points are, which his is data and system structure. So he's gonna be offering a way for you to secure your X1 validation, because there are going to be people who bring to light that some of these nodes that are here, they're ass. And the way we'll know is because we can see your uptime between the nodes. So this right here is a node information page. So we'll like look at myself, right? So this is my address, and right now I'm at 10 milliseconds, which is cool, right? And you'll see some people at 58, but then you'll see other people at 5, 4, right? 2, man, 2. So when you see these lower milliseconds, that's your competition when you think of nodes, of like who you want to stake with. Right now it's not apparent because we don't see anything like that, but in the future you'll probably be like, oh, I'm gonna stake on ZenPub because he, you know, Yosef is gonna go hard and be like, nah, we're gonna have the sickest setup in the background, performance based, right? And that's kind of what Buddy San is saying. He's saying, hey, you stake with my validator and we're going to be focused on making sure your shit is secured with our node. Like, our node will never be down, like, be with us. And then they're going to, I love it. He's already teaching people how to set their nodes up, you know, how to get together and start talking about different things. He's doing it right, man. I love it. And again, this page, again, it's going to turn into a tech billboard. So you got Tree City West up here with the hash heads. You can go ahead and click his. It's going to bring you to his little plot of land on X1 chain. So I'm like, man, this is cool. Like, it's all coming out. It's all coming into existence. It needed what happened before, because that's not development. That's hot air. So again, I'm like, does it go down from here? Or are we really going to do what we do in trading? So if you're a trader, you know how important it is to capture the 200. And we've never done it before. So this will be the first opportunity to capture a 200 on the daily. Now, if we zoom out to a lower time frame, let's just say like 4 hour. And again, I'm not a trader. I'm just someone who analyzes charts. You can see here we're busting below this. The on the 4 hour, it's trading nicely on the 200. You see every time it gets to the 200, it's going down. But then the 200 too, it plays a factor of explosion, you know, or like it's like a good metric to be like, yo, is shit going on or whatnot, right? That's why I like the 200 and the 72. Just a good, I don't know, we should give these different names. Temperature checks. There we go. They're moving averages, but we don't trade. We just want a temp check on the price, just in case I want to make a move, because I'm all about the block space. So if I want to get some Zen block space, I want to make sure I get the best price. So I look at the chart to see where we are. You know, am I going down further? Should I wait till 7 p.m. to buy? Or would this be the best time for me to get some block space to go and play DB Zen to get some XN tokens? Like, that's how the future is going to be. Whether people want it or not, it's going to happen. So if it goes lower, that's more opportunity for real OGs to pick up a lot of coins at the bottom. But if it goes up, it actually plays a better factor of like, are people going to sell into the pump and then we get to get a bunch of cheap Zen? And that's what I'm keeping my mind on. I'm keeping it on that this is a fake out for those not in the loop, because it doesn't make any sense for someone that knows what's happening to sell their inflation, you know, before they can burn it. Because that's what a lot of people too are waiting for this thing to show up. So in case you didn't know, they already introduced the burning tab. So the thing about burning for XN and why you don't see people burning on like a DB Zen is because they want the lowest barrier of entry to get into XN. DB Zen adds a barrier because you need to add ETH to your burn, right? And then Phoenix, people burn over there, but it's gone and fizzled into the wind. So now a lot of burners, in my opinion, because again, they're betting on Zen. They're not betting on the success of X1 chain. They're just betting on Zen. They're waiting for this portal to open so they can burn here. And then when they burn here, it's going to lower the barrier of entry because this burn is just for gas. Granted, Jack Levin did say he might add a fee to this. I do have that. I forget which one. I think it's here. Was it in the XENblocks when he said that? He said he's going to add a fee to the burn, like an ETH fee. Let's look at it. Let's see if we can find it. Man, that was a while ago. This thing moves pretty fast. Cypher's Prime. Zen burn. DXN was collecting ETH and paying it here. Okay. Yeah. So look at this. And that's why, like, I know right now it's a big ass chessboard where the only people who can, like, we're at the bottom of the traders pump. So that's why I keep saying I call this the Cloud Cox bottom, because we were all fudding it. The traders took over because it was easy hopium to pump Zen. And they've been trying to pump it with our XN speculation, but the XN speculation is only amongst users. It's not amongst the main crowd, right? People who are like into other coins. They're not into infrastructure, so they don't give a fuck. They're like, fuck X1 chain. And again, that's why I said this is a pivot moment where it's like, oh, okay, you don't believe in the XN token or the X1 ecosystem, so you're not betting on it with your Zen, and you're willing to sell it for profit or for a loss so that you can just move the fuck on. And I'm like, yeah, that's cool. You should definitely do that. Maybe that will help your mental health. You know, you'll be freed from this coin, and that is fine for a lot of us because we want lower prices, so we're totally okay. And that's the mind fuck, right? But then, dude, you're telling me you want lower prices. Hey, you gotta love XN token and X1 chain to feel that, you know? And that's why it's a fork in the road. It's a total fork in the road. If you come at me, you're telling me you're selling your Zen right now for profit, I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, are you at least making 20K or something? Like, are you making bag? Because if not, like, what? There's a lot of ETH in here to get stolen, though. Somebody should steal this. Somebody steal it, man. Let's get on some real degen shit. Imagine someone came and just took out all 130 Ethereum. And then the price just went fucking bottomed out. And it was your only opportunity to get enough Zen to get 100 XN tokens. That's hella funny right there. That's a doomsday win for someone who's praying to God they can burn enough Zen to get an XN token. They're praying like, man, I hope I burned enough. Like, bro, have you seen the ETH burn on DB Zen? Like the amount of money you're probably going to need to burn. Because that's what I'm trying to say. Like, if you're not max burning on Zen's participation, you needed to move. You like needed to move to block to XENblocks. Like you had to. There was no way you were gonna compete. The competition is way too high on Zen because it's an inflating coin, and that's why I came to the thesis like, oh yeah, you're just buying up inflation and burning it. But if you can't buy the inflation and burn more than the miner, then technically you're just like a player in the game. You're a pawn. You're not like anything other than a pawn. So the only way to get out of that loop in this current state of Zen is to find the progress of the network, which was XENM. Because yeah, unless you have 100K to burn every quarter, you're not burning enough. We see that here on DB Zen. The top burner is at 153,000. This is one of the biggest places that you can burn Zen. So that's like the number one, right? Underneath that here, this is still cool because this is still updating this part, even though this isn't. So what's cool about this is XeNFTs only burn 1.6 trillion Zen. But DB Zen burns 6.3 trillion. And that's why, again, I'm saying DB Zen has proven itself as being part of the Zen ecosystem. So they needed to make sure that they branded themselves in Zen dripped. Pour Zen all over me. You pour Zen all over DB Zen and that bitch blossoms into a forest. So you just got to learn how to play that game with Zen. But again, if you don't like Zen and you don't like X1 chain, then you'll never understand DB Zen. So that's the fork in the road for this. I thought it was going to be a lot of different things, but I thought of something that would fix DB Zen that I could introduce to just people for fun, where we make a smart contract button UI to roll your rewards into DXN. Like we could do that shit. Like Rosman team don't need to do that. They need to think about the complex shit. Like how do we not have a cloud of ETH hanging out over the the contract and make a bunch of people come and try to steal it every day? I think that's a really good secure way of, again, keeping it dripped in Zen and keeping it first principles and making sure it doesn't turn out to become a security in any way. They did it really intelligent, and a lot of people are looking at this so ignorant the way that it was approached. I was actually looking at it very critical before it happened. DB Zen been dead. They just cleared. Like, oh shit. They bit their tongue on Exxon or Xenon. They said that's an L. Great. I'm sure it was expensive to make. So hey, salutes to Rosman, because that was probably really expensive to make. And they bit their tongue to give it to the DB Zen community. Because none of us made it. So it's pretty funny. It's just funny how it works out. Please, bruh, FUD us to 7 zeros. It's so hard for me to FUD this shit, man. I'm trying to FUD Zen, bro. I've been here every day trying to find a way to FUD Zen. If you want to FUD Zen with me, make sure you hit the like button. More likes, maybe the more it goes down. Yeah, but the downness is going to be a rug pull from someone, maybe a time traveler. You know, Zenians are down bad when we start praying for time travelers to show up and hurry up and dump the price. But oh man, I never really talked about this, but I just put it on the screen about DB Zen. So yeah, like DB Zen, now they're back to their white paper things, where like if you don't believe in their hyperstructure because of some personal reason, because you don't like Zen, and you're like mad that like DXN is no longer being used for XN allocation, so like you're spiting the protocol in spite of Jack, like like that's what it is. It's like you're protesting against Jack Levin, so you're not gonna burn in DXN as a protest. Like, see, and then that's what I mean. Like, you're protesting because you're saying to yourself, haha, see, no one's burning with me, you know? And it's like, oh, okay, yeah. Congratulations, you're protesting. No one's burning for DXN. But you also got to protest, or the answer to your protest from me, as someone who believes in that DXN is part of the Zen hyperstructure. We're not there yet. And with Zen, you learn to be patient, that it is going to take up to 8 years before results can be seen, right? Based off the bell curve and the way that it's distributed. What might happen is you might see results earlier if, you know, again, it's worked to show that result, but it's not designed organically to show results until a certain, you know, moment of supply and interest, right? And that's just normal shit. This is just normal practices in crypto that have always been put out, like years of based on supply distribution. So in DB Zen, we all know after 4 years, this goes down drastically for how much DXN is available on a yearly basis inside of DXN or inside of like the DB Zen website. So they could do all this wish-washy stuff for as long as they like, because their real target moment of success or opportunity is going to be year 4, right? So year 1, 2, 3 of DB Zen is supposed to be exactly what it is right now, which is critical thinking on how to stay as pure as possible. Piss off the pure thinkers and make them happy. You know, I'm happy now with DB Zen. I think that is perfect. That's all it needed. That little 10% that can go to burn the coin over time as Zen becomes successful. Even I might use DB Zen to make a fucking mint happen, so I don't have to use gas. Like, why wouldn't I? Especially if Zen is like bumping like ridiculously because I'm an early miner. Like, why wouldn't I be using Xenon? Why would I still be using Ethereum? Like, I'm going to X1 chain, bro. And then like if they introduced a thing where I could just press one button and I burn the XenFT. Oh, they are. Well, I guess I got to make it a DB XenFT. But yeah, they brought the DB XenFT factor to Xenon. It's where you can make sure that you can burn the Zen at the end for DXN. Fuego. You know, there's a lot of that. And that's just number one. Like, we haven't even gotten into like what happens when somebody is using the DB Zen formula and they're a validator and they're impacting the chain. Yeah, we haven't even moved to X1 chain to talk about when it starts to burn. Like, XN tokens are going to be burning every time people make transactions. And again, the real Zen is going to live on X1 chain. So everywhere else, that's why, again, I think something DB Zen as a squad, or like if you're really in that camp, something you guys should think about is how do we get all these coins? How do we get all this economical energy back into the ETH? My personal concept. Or like maybe figure out how to get it so that everything is going up. Because a lot of people are keeping all of the success of DXN and only Ethereum, but it's on all these other chains. I know it's doing really well on Matic right now. It's catching some life. It's catching some life over there. I know it's doing pretty good on AVAX too. So it's catching some life over there too. Something. And then also on PDXN, I heard, yeah, this shit is bumping because people on post chain. They over there, they doing shit. So watch out. This is pure pulse. Fuck it. Use it. Am I stupid for not using Zen things on post chain though? Question. I scooped some extra DXN yesterday at $1.02. Hey, my buy zone for DXN is anything under $1, man. So I enjoy the FUD, but I just got to answer it more intelligently, because it's just like, bro, if you're still looking at DXN as I didn't get the coins for XN tokens, like the DXN coins, I can't burn those for XN. Like, if that's your narrative, if that's your protest, you should probably let that one go, because the FUD is this pump right here is an escalation of Zen interests. That's Zenians buying DXN, realizing that the supply is less than the amount of ETH, not because we want fucking derivatives. Like, again, and if you're not in the Zen eco with a bunch of people talking positive about like the way that these things work, you're probably not gonna hear this shit, or if you're not watching my channel, right? So again, this was a great thing to see. I even said it myself, maybe take profits up here, because I don't trust the people that we bought the coins from. All right, but over time, this will play in your favor. This will definitely, we're seeing it now, because this is what we would love to see in Zen. I'm thinking this is a hyper expressive chart of what Zen could be if we got the liquidity rugged. where like if a bunch of ETH left the chart, right? My God, could you guys imagine if someone came and took all 130 Ethereum? There's some people out there that can do it. And that's why I wonder, I'm like, are these the accounts that are going to try this? But why would they do that? That would just be to disrupt and FUD and make people think that X1 chain isn't going to be a thing and that some big ass whale even gave up. But again, we're really far from that. And then if OKX is really going to change the narrative of their L2 from X1 to something else, then we're showing that we have boss-like activity happening. So it would be very, very, very unintelligent for someone that holds that much money to get out right now. Yeah, that's this account right here. I'll be watching this one because it's like somebody transferred in 1 trillion from the exchanges. But my other question is like, oh, are they getting ready for X1 chain? They're gonna burn 1 trillion Zen, you know? And that's what's crazy. So like, here's another crazy thing about X1 chain in the burn, right? Somebody wants to come and burn a trillion Zen, but they're burning against the burn inflation, which is up to 9.5 trillion, right? So they're getting a good piece of the pie, but they're not getting all of it because the community owns 9.5 trillion. So someone would technically need to come and grab 9 trillion Zen to burn against the XN burn to fuck everything up now for Zen, for like if you're in the Zen. That's why I'm like, oh man, they couldn't really do much because they need the Zen to burn against the crowd. It just gets so, I'm getting super deep in this shit, but like, yeah, that's none of the numbers add up. And I still can't believe people are acting like it's not a big deal. All I could do is laugh whenever I say that shit. Zen's not a big deal. Like, I can't even keep a straight face. Zen makes pulse. That's what I'm saying. I think I need to go and do Zen stuff over there, right? You're saying the liquidity's low in pulse? But that's the opportunity. What up, Sun Station? What up, Clay? Clay in the house. Yeah, that's like something I've been pondering on. It's like I can't even say with a straight face that Zen is a failed project anymore. This is a super solid bottom. Like where we are right now, like again, in the traders world, they're getting boners looking at this 200 and watching this pancake style happen. Boners. Like, oh shit. Golden cross on the way. Here it comes. God candle. And again, what are we really waiting on? We're waiting on Bitcoin. But I think we're gonna I think we're moving away from this too. The longer Bitcoin stays at 42, the longer altcoins can move away from the Bitcoin. If this makes any sense. So because of ordinals, I have this theory that this is all just trading on exchanges. So what we're seeing is we're seeing the price in of what is the user on Bitcoin. So now, and this is what happened in 2016. You would see pullbacks, especially crucial ones, when it was kind of like a crowd tester. And that's why a lot of people missed the bull run of 17 because they got caught up in the crowd testers where you get the pullback, you get a week of green, then you get a really, really significant like scenario or storyline that just like makes you think like, is this real? You know, because you're not really in the mix. You know, you're not that deep in the system or something, right? You don't know that Bitcoin is being consumed, or you don't understand that BlackRock buying Bitcoin means that they're like now we have people holding the value of Bitcoin outside of the network. Like Satoshi did not plan for that. He wanted people to move in, not move in and then move, you know, take the shit out. You know? But that's what's happening because I think Bitcoin is such a threat that they need to make it literally unattainable. Like if a Bitcoin got to 100K, you know how many people would be like, I can't afford a Bitcoin, but didn't even know they can buy it in a Satoshi. Do you know how like many people are going to be trying to get people that information? That's like dark magic. Like imagine being so stupid that you didn't even know that you could buy a fraction of Bitcoin when it's at 100K. To this day, I'm still telling people they can buy a fraction of Bitcoin, right? And that's why I'm saying BlackRock and all of these people moving in with the ETFs, they're just trying to capture that crowd that discovers like, oh, wait. So you mean that I could trade this? Like, you know, that dumbfounded moment where it's like, oh, You mean I can get this? Right? And then our game in traditional crypto will be trying to capture those people into the real game. You know, giving them the red pill. Like, oh, you like Bitcoin. Oh, you found out you can do it fractional. Oh, have you ever heard of a bitmap? You want to own some chain? Hey, you want to own some chain? Come over here. Come into this dark alley. We got some ordinals and some inscriptions and shit. Yeah, and again, that's why I'm bullish on a pullback right now. I've been saying that. check out the face. It came straight down to it in the stream. That's hilarious. So in the beginning of the stream, I put this face up because I was like, yeah, Bitcoin's getting ready. It's too easy, dude. I don't trade though. Trust me, guys. I don't trade. I'm trash. Let's look at the Dixie now. No, that's library. RIP. This is an invalid. This should just say this is a security. So again, the dead giveaway of Bitcoin right now, again, guys, it's the Dixie. It's over. They think they got us, but they don't. You don't got us. We see it now from all angles. Pump the Dixie. Pull Coinbase. Pull liquidity from Bitcoin. Do it over again. And keep the plebs plebbing. Not anymore, bro. We got Zen. We got ordinals. We got sideline cash. And we were waiting for the pullbacks. In public saying that shit. There's nothing probably more scary than your competitor in public saying, do it. Do it. I want to see you do it. Come on, man. Do it. Not looking so good for Bitcoin, man. Looking hot. We'll keep that there. We'll see how it plays out. But yeah, I think Bitcoin needs to come back and test this 200 possibly. That would get a lot of people scared, and that would bring a lot of liquidity out, and give us a good opportunity to cop some cheaper block space. Now, if Bitcoin were to go lower than that, it would be the sideways trade. But could you imagine us going from here back to 50K between February and March? Because it's going to be a really fast rubber band effect. The economy itself is falling off, but tech is running because tech is the future. Tech is where we're moving into. Think of this as like the industrial. Or like when we moved into the industrial industry, like when motherfuckers went from working on a farm to working in a factory, right? That's what's kind of going on in this present time. And I can see it a lot, especially being in my 30s, because we were sold something that is not the reality, right? The reality for me to create my own is like literally keep my head leveled and stay on this crypto shit so I can find opportunity, right? Finding opportunity is what's going to get you ahead. Following the pack probably will get you in the pack, right? You can stay with the pack if you want, you know, but I do think if the pack has people inside of it that seem to be doing something different and are there, maybe that's where your opportunity is to follow, right? And if something is challenging from something that you decided to choose, but you were curious, maybe that's the answer. You know, I love following things that I'm challenged on, because I always come out, you know, learning something and my curiosity is answered. You know, I feel better. It's like, oh, cool. I knew that was like that. It's like right now, like I could draw the face on Bitcoin knowing that it's going to pull back. Not because I'm scared, but because I know it's a joke. Like the financial, everything in finance is a joke. The only way to get out of that shit is to buy yourself out by getting in the cryptocurrencies as soon as possible and stop funding wars and all that other shit. You know, who knows how they're going to tax crypto? Who fucking knows? But for now, you know, as long as you don't sell for a good year, which is great with Zen. Hey, make a Zen mint. Hey, you're not going to be getting no capital gains. That's for damn sure. I'm just kidding. It's funny seeing the memes on top of Deck Screener. It's like yesterday's news. LOL. Satoshi or Stashy, Trump, and Pit Rock. Okay, let's see what they got going on up there. Oh yeah, they have Ondu, Troll. Hey, I said troll today. I said the word troll. See, I be on Meta without even having to do it. It freaks me out sometimes. So. What the fuck? this shit thinking like me. Really, I'm just on Meta. CBDC. I bet most of these are probably what are these? Does it tell me where they are? Oh, on Ethereum. Okay. Mega. Yeah, I mean, I'm not there. Again, I think people are gonna want substance with their crypto. I'm an artist, homie. Like, I see bullshit, and then I'm like, man, that should touch me. that makes me think different. Like, it's very bullshitty, but it makes me think different. And I think people are looking for substance outside of their cryptos. They're starting to learn, like, ETH is a subject, Bitcoin is a subject. What should I do with this subject? You know, should I go and buy some troll coin? You know, what's the subject matter behind it? Man, I could go in right now, but I'm trying to pull back. I saw something that, should I do it? Guys, should I do it? You're becoming the AI. Yo, low-key, me and the AI are homies. My funny joke, my funny religious joke is Jesus was my brother. God is my father, and Jesus, that's just my older brother, bro. Like, he did his thing, you know, it's my time now. So I don't know, I'm becoming my older brother. How about that? But yeah, also my older brother might be AI. So there is that as well. Troll looks like it's about to start trolling, motherfuckers. You might want to get in. They use this right here, Warjock or Warrock. Warjack. I forget it. Don't touch my They're all gonna rug. I'm pretty sure too. Dank said throw the cheese. Jamie was on some good weed on that interview. He sounds more like a teenager conspiracy nut than a legit president of one of the largest banks in the world. Yeah, man. Jamie Dimon talking about Bitcoin. I don't even want to play the clip because I'm gonna save your ears. But again, it's like the narrative that those people are pushing to try to get us intelligent people. I'm gonna say intelligent now because if you're in America and you understand really how the monetary system is working and you're not trying to get ahead of it in any angle possible, then I mean, I don't know what you need more to snap out of it. Like, what more do you need? Like, is this enough for you? Right? What? It goes back to the whole thing. Like, how did Rome fail? How did Rome fail? How do most empires fail? Too much entertainment, not enough facts. They fall down because everybody's too entertained. Everything's a fucking troll. Nothing can be taken serious. And then those that were in the caves working their ass off come and conquer the fucking land. Let's go, Zenians. Gear up. All roads lead to Zen. That part. That's the part that they don't want us to talk about. And Jamie saying what he's saying, it puts more proof. Again, like, I think Zen should go, in my personal opinion, what I would love to see, not being a devil's advocate of what I see in front of me. What I see in front of me says that Zen should go down because there's a lot of haters. But what I would like to see from my hopium is that Zen pumps while Bitcoin goes down to show people or to sell our narrative before it dumps again, right? Because if Zen were to go up, people will be saying, why is Zen going up? And then all the stuff we've been building for X1 chain will begin a new narrative. And that's why I said the road would change very instantly for everyone. Those that want to get out, now they can't because the price is going up. You know, those that wanted to buy lower, now they can't because the price is going up. So there is that devil's advocate of, like, we could see higher highs instead of lower lows to just get rejected and be in the same little limbo land. And you guys already know what I did, dude. I said limbo land it sounds about right though, because the way that the climate is. I still don't know how many people want to be on X1 chain in 2025. I made a quote today in the Telegram where I said, when do we start thinking about this isn't a good environment for my node, right? Because I live in New York City. So my node, I'm I'm kind of betting on it now to be really cool for everyone, because I want it to be cool and I want crypto to be expressive. And anyone that participates with me, I want them to have that expression, right? So now it's like, okay, the node is the expressive tool for all. So I need to protect the node, right? And now the node is going to need internet and it's going to need power. So those two, the two resources and the reality that I'm going to need in order for this node to perform at its highest capabilities ever, right? And now where the node is located too can also benefit the network. Like if I set myself in the middle of America and I ran my node, it could help a lot of people get, you know, X1 connection, you know, because there's a node in their neighborhood. And I think a lot of our nodes will be outsourced. They won't be in America. So I am kind of curious of what that looks like, because then that means my node will get a lot of block production. If Zen is on X1 chain, here's some hopium. So Zen's on X1 chain. People are making Zen all the time. It's dominating transactions. XEN moving around like crazy. Top, 20 validators are always, hitting blocks left and right because it's just active as fuck. I would want that action, before it's, before AT&T comes in and like buys X1 chain or some dumb shit. I mean, I think it'll be decentralized for a long time. I don't think we'll get companies buying in. I think my thought is like, if we got to that point where we were competing against the cell phone company, wouldn't they just open up a channel to our RPC? Like, that's kind of what my thought is like, if I'm AT&T and I can't beat X1 chain and they've got the hottest app that people have figured out to get to, some way, somehow we built a moat to the real world, and now the real world is an X1 chain, right? This is like hopium going. This is what I'm saying. Are you going to be an X1 chain in like 4 or 5 years when we're like fucking bringing Teslas on chain? My thought is like, if we got to this barrier of complexity where we have cell phone companies literally saying these networks are hurting our market share of community bandwidth, right? Because there's only so many humans and only so many can be online, so only so much money can be happening, right? And that's why you have like T-Mobile, but then you got Metro. Now they got some new shit called Connect. Like, damn, they really are trying to reach for their network popularity. So that's what my thought would be like, if I was a network like a T-Mobile and I wanted to be first on the scene, I would introduce an RPC for some sort of crypto and use my servers to mine that thing, or like to use my servers to validate that thing and just bombard on something. And then that's like, it would be like Ethereum, I guess you would say, would be the idea, because Bitcoin RPCs won't be so vivid. It would be like an X1 chain would be the one that would get you the Bitcoin one, right? That would be like the bridge. I do X1 stuff to go to Bitcoin. Now I go to Bitcoin because that's too slow and that's too expensive. So yeah, enterprise would enter through X1 chain. They would enter through Ethereum. And that's just something really funny and abstract to just think about, coming from crypto bruh who likes to stay in the future. But yeah, when you really think of that, like, yo, what happens when enterprise networks go, yo, there's too much traffic on these blockchains because of popularity. Like, Jack Levin hacked the popularity thing that we couldn't hack in crypto. How do you make a bunch of transactions to keep validators happy and to keep people online, to keep money moving or crypto moving so that the chain has a beat, right? That's why you get Pulse chain. I was there for all of that branding conception. It came from the community. So it's kind of crazy that the community just doesn't own how much of Pulse chain came from the community. They all give it to Richard Hart. But I was there. I saw them making that shit. Like how I'm seeing X1 chain. But again, we're not giving ownership to Jack Levin. We're giving the ownership to the community, which allows X1 to thrive outside of the grasp of a foundation, which is needed. That's what Ethereum couldn't do. That's what Solana couldn't do. That's also what Avalanche couldn't do. Polygon couldn't do. None of them can get enough nodes outside of their circle jerk of friends to get the blockchain rocking. And now I'm over here looking at the X1, and it is a circle jerk of crypto quantum homies, and we're fucking slapping hands and building a blockchain. So if you want to be a part of it, down below, man, get to mining XENblocks. I think that's one of the best ways of entering. But again, if you're still stuck on Zen, you have a lot of time. I think Zen won't be I don't think it's going to be out of limbo until August. So I'm giving it August 4th, 2024. Again, that's where I say we should be here. That's my call for the 5 zeros and 21. Again, I could see us running past the 200 up to this. This is a 500% gain from the bottom. So people are going to be up as fuck talking about Zen like crazy. But then again, I think it's a fork in the road. I would rather see it go down to see all of those people exit. But I don't think we're going to get that. Right? I don't think we're going to get the reality of what we're looking at, which is like, oh man, I'm about to see a whole bunch of friends sell away. Instead, I think people are about to get another chance to hopefully comprehend the network while X1 chain is in its beginning stages, right? So stage 1 is going to be testnet, or I mean, stage 1 was really release Zen, right? And then stage 2, I think, is release XENblocks. Stage 3 now is release the hybrid chain of X1. And now in stage 4, it will be prime tuning X1's performance going forward. So then when we have like, that's what I'm saying, this right here might still be limbo because people won't know what it is to prime tune X1. They won't really get it until it's too late when they're like, oh shit, wait, they're trying to make it better than Solana. And then everybody jumps in again on Zen because they're like, oh yeah, this is my way into X1 chain. And that's like, again, why I'm like, yo, you're like at the beginning of the stream, you're telling me you don't believe in the future when you come to me saying DXN is not part of Zen. Because that's like literally telling me like, oh, you're not thinking about 25 when we are focused on performance and then people are coming to stake on the best performing validator. Shout outs Buddy for accidentally leaking the facts. You know, he came through hard. He was like, fuck that shit. I'm gonna be the best. And I think he's gonna be really well. So stake with him. He got a lot of people staking already. Yeah, stake with Buddy, man. Stake with ZenPub. Stake with Hashheads, Zen Arena. So there's a lot of people here again that are gonna have the staking world going in about 4 to 5 years or 2 years. I mean, for me personally, now that I have a brand, you know, shout outs 3x6, my staking node. But yeah, now that I have a little staking concept going, I'm personally thinking, that's why I'm thinking, where is X1 chain in the next 5 years? Why would I want to promote or put this much time and energy into this? Why don't I just go and get a job? You know, all these things are playing in my head right now because I don't want to do just a virtual dedicated server and be one of those, right? I want my shit to be, hold on, ear itch. I might be preaching right now to the choir. But yeah, I want my validator to succeed in performance so that people feel rewards and feel like they're a part of something. I don't want people just, you know, and then I don't want to be just a validator for staking rewards. That's cool too. And that's what's really cool about X1. We lowered the barrier of this concept. So organically over the next 2 to 5 years, I would say, organically, this top list of IDs and delegated staked Zen, this will oscillate. And this is where you'll see majority of people talking. And that's why I'm like, yo, what if you see like an anchor show up over here? Then it's like, fuck. Right? But then how do you go up against anchor? In my opinion, like, how would I go up against anchor if they came to X1 chain? Well, I'm a true-blooded Zenian, bitch. That should work, right? Right? Y'all want to stake with the Zenian? Or are you going to go stake with anchor? You know? But then that would mean that anchor would need a bunch of XN tokens in order to boost their stake if they just want to shoot to the top. Essentially, they would ask everybody to go there. But then as a default, I would be like, nah, man, fuck that. Don't do that. Don't do enterprise staking. If you're gonna do enterprise staking, do it with Buddy. Don't do it with Anchor. Come on, that's not first principles. I'm already starting to FUD. Yeah, see, then like this is what else is funny. Like these staking reward calculators will have like X1 chain in it. So right now it looks like if you wanted to get staking rewards, Cosmos is one of the best chains. And then there's some other ones like Injective. I don't know what the fuck this is. Injective. Looks like something that's on Binance. Yeah, that's what it is. It's on Binance. That's funny though. Yeah, 14% if you stake on Polkadot. So again, like when you start looking into this idea of like, well, why would I choose X1 chain over Polkadot, right? Because that's what the next conversation we're going to be having in our world of this progression of like, we're going to be the best. Again, we're already more staking nodes than Phantom. So most of these people should move over. The next thing will be performance. And then that's when we'll start to see people fall off, right? Some people might fall off because they didn't get a good node performance wise, and they're not making enough return, and they're not going long. So they're going to sell their 100,000 XN because they can't afford to be in the network. So I do expect that to kind of happen as well, where we get some shock FUD. Go ahead and timestamp it right now. Shock FUD of like, oh my God, the validators are dumping their XN because they're turning off their nodes because it's not profitable, right? So I'm ready for that news. But then again, that's why, like, for me, the curb that FUD would be the transactions. And it would be like, wow, people are dropping off when transactions are heating up. So nodes would stay regardless because we understand, like, you know, it would be like the people falling off, they need to fall off. It'd be just like Zen. It's like, oh yeah, you need to fall off. Like, you're not trying to go 5 years, you know? And some people will stick around because they'll be like, yo, we're going long on this shit. So it's good to see 102 validators right now, because that means that when mainnet comes, most of these humans should move over, right? And they said they might change the staking requirements to 1. So that so in Solana you can stake up to 1 Solana and become a full node validator, but you only have 1 Solana staked. And think of it like this: when I become a delegator or when I become a validator, the amount of XN I have staked, those are votes. Because when a block is produced or presented, the amount of votes I have on my validator could push me to the front. Most of the time, I mean, I say could because most of the time it's going to push you to the front, because the system is going to categorize your validator as high performance. So it's going to want that confirmation, right? So you get to vote more because you have more coins on your validator node. Okay. So this is kind of why, like, they could lower it down to 1 just to do it for funnies. It'd be literally like a troll. But I think for high impact of price appreciation, they should introduce it with like a ridiculous number. And then later on tell people like, oh, you could have just kept you could have kept voting with your validator. You didn't have to like rage quit because this shit is over. You know, some people might just, you know, and then that would help save that FUD where you get a bunch of, you know, maybe 10 validators all gonna sell their XN on the same day and use that as like FUD to get a lower price in XN. It's like, oh, you curve them with like, oh, well, you didn't need to sell it all. You could have just staked 1 because your staked XN is just vote power to get to the top, the mine blocks. So we didn't even give a fuck that you didn't have a bunch of vote power. Well, you way down there, you only got like, you know, that's why I got to get my votes up. I'm gonna do it the right way though. So don't worry. If you have XN and you do 3x6, right, and you help delegate, I'm gonna obviously be putting more XN towards it. And again, I plan on having 100,000 XN. Like, that is the next move. I'm piggybacking everything into itself. So I do plan on having my node up, and I do plan on keeping it up and giving it the best opportunity to get the best APR, which is going to be performance, right? And then wherever we go from there, we go from there. But I know that's the first thing I need to focus on to make sure that this node is cracking. And then if we do get a lot of attention because people start looking for staking blockchains, and let's say our APR rate, because we have a ton of transactions going on, so it's beneficial to stake on X1 chain because there's so much activity, then I know for a fact like this kind of website is going to bring people to me because I'm on top of the performance chart, right? That's the game. and I'm trying to get up there. I mean, I'm already up there, but I see other people. We got X1 Hub. What the fuck is this? Oh, they do Zen.network. And that's why too, if you're staking and you don't have 100K, you should try to figure out who you're trying to stake with, so that you can maybe do something fun, you know? Like if you like Tree City West Stream, go stake some XN over on his vibe, you know? And you know, if you like Zen artists, go and stake some on his. You know, damn, they got 200 over there. God damn. Cherry. OKX sucks. Go stake some over there. That's pretty funny. Crypto Booneros. Kang the Conqueror. Oh shit. Here comes Kang. Oh, we got an airdrop group. Airdrop group up on this bitch. Damn, there's a lot of people that came online. Oh, look at somebody took my nah, this is cool though. 6x9. So this is the Aussie homie. Shout outs to the Australians. I love that he did 6x9. So there's 3x9 and then there's 6x9. We're on fire. I like his logo too. So that's cool. Yeah, so some of us we got really cool numbers and we're having fun branding our validator nodes. And this is what crypto's all about, man. It's just about having fun, you know. The seriousness is bringing people to the chain and making sure transactions happen so that we're not doing this shit for nothing. But I think Zen figured that part out. Like as long as people come and make Zen, and Zen helps push XN into a deflationary factor, causing original Zen to become in demand. So then people are burning original Zen to get XN to then burn XN for Zen on the real network. Then that like transfer of fucking energy, man. Like that's why I'm like, this is literally tied. Zen has tied itself directly to the buoy of cryptocurrency. Like wherever crypto goes, Zen is going. Regardless, I can get really, really far away, like I just did. I got really far away. I'm all the way in the validators of X1 chain, and it still is linked to Zen, dude. Because everyone knows that if this is like, it's like, you see what I'm saying? Like they see the opportunity already. They're like, oh my god, how many people are going to be burning for XN tokens? Like, so why wouldn't I want to be capturing a ton of transactions and busting blocks balls, you know? Please bring us lower. Craig Crypto said they're number 43, 4x3. Go stake some on 4x3. I'm going long on Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Fuck Bitcoin. You going for the pot of greed? What up? There's Buddy. Buddy said he's going for the pot of greed. Nah, I like the style though, bro. You brought a whole new thing to the table. The beautiful thing is we mostly know each other. Beautiful thing is we mostly know each other in Zen community. Yeah, everybody knows each other over there. Trust me, you don't want to play on the Cosmo hub. What's wrong with Cosmo? I'm wondering if you can adjust the APR, the rewards you delegate. No, so the way that Jack had said it is that it would be a 90-10 split between delegators. So like if I'm staking 100,000 XN, then my delegators would need to topple, or well, they're only going to get 10% of the things that are delegated, right? And that's kind of what it is. It's like, yo, it kind of puts the proof in the pudding that like, hey, maybe people really do only have like 10,000 XN that they can fuck off, you know? And then now it's like, whoa, what the fuck? That's not a lot of XN, you know? Like, damn, you only got 10K that you can fuck off, and then the other 10K you got to make sure you don't lose. Then the other 10K you got to make sure that you invest, you know? So I think delegation incentive, if you are looking to delegate a lot of XN to a provider, you might come to a crossroads where you might want to get the hardware and do it yourself, right? And that's kind of why, again, I think this is going to be a very expensive ecosystem, because the top-notch kibosh computers that you're going to have to get are around $5,000 or $2,000. So here, I'll show you what I mean. So what we're going to want, I actually wanted to do this before, and it's dope because we're just chilling today. It's still snowy outside. So we're just chilling. But like, let's say we want to get the best we can get. The best we're going to look at, because everything plays a factor in your speed. So again, when we're looking at performance for validator nodes. We'll go ahead and refresh. I think I was at like 5 seconds the last time I looked at this. And again, I have an okay laptop I'm running it on, but I'm trying to update myself. So yeah, I'm still at around 5 milliseconds, which is all right for today's climate, but we don't know what this looks like when there's a lot of traffic on X1 chain. So this could be shit. And I do see it is shit because somebody has 2 right below me. So I am 3 seconds behind, and that's not good in a race. Hey, this person's 10 seconds behind this person, right? And look up here. We got one account right here that's at a 1.7 milli, another one at 1.8 milli. So we're behind these people to get to the blocks. Now, if a lot of blocks are coming in, yeah, you'll be getting some because there's a shit ton coming in. But if you want to get the most and you have a ton of votes and you have a ton of performance, this is how your node could be busting balls and everyone needs to stake with you because you've just figured you've like hacked the game, you know? And that's kind of what I think. I think because I see it like this right now, Zen Crypto 1, 2, and 3, I think people are going to do data centers where you have like multiple X1 nodes and like a room. So it goes from like, oh, it's like I have a mining rig for XENblocks. I have like 12 GPUs on it. Then over in this corner, I got like this 5-set server rack that's all running XN nodes for just maximum profitability of hashing the shit out of the chain. And I mean, I could totally see people doing that. You know, it's nothing to spin up another node with some good hardware, because all you need is hardware. So it's like, oh, let me spin up another node, stake some XNN, and just keep jamming, right? Now, however many validators I come up with, I don't know, because there's no fucking cap. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting to watch this take place. But yeah, so because you're gonna want to build, that's what I'm at with it. I'm trying to build. So I'm looking at the core count. Realistically, you're gonna probably want like 16 cores. 16 cores is bulletproof. If you want a future proof, you're gonna be looking at 18 cores in your CPU. So that's like, yeah, that's pretty fucking high right now. It's around 6 for an AMD. Sheesh. For the AMD. But actually, let's look at the one that Jack Levin recommended. He recommended AMD 790. Let's see, where is that at? Let's look at. No, I just want to see AMD. Can I just see AMD? No, I gotta see the series. I think it says 7 though. So yeah, this one right here. But this one's only 8 cores. I guess that was just an early recommendation, but they were saying like the future proof, you're gonna want 16 cores. And that means like your node will be able to handle like the scaling of the blockchain. And that's kind of where I'm at with it. It's like I want to make sure my shit can scale up as traffic scales up, because Zen showed me that there's people ready to use a blockchain. They just need the opportunity for it. So I do think, again, I think the way that this is being rolled out is very superior to other things that I've seen, because most is VC funded and it's behind closed doors before it gets to the public. But this is like growing. This is like growing with everybody's growing up with Zen right now. So the FUD is personal, and that's what makes me very bullish on like the whole ecosystem. To be like even thinking like I'm about to spend $300 on a CPU so I can mine XENblocks. You know, that's kind of like where you take yourself when you start to get there. So like let's go ahead and look at this real quick. Yeah, mine's is currently 1.7 on premium, but my dedicated server coming online soon, which is 3 times better. Ooh. I got another 790 or 7950, 180 gigabytes of RAM machine here, but I got Optimum with only 50 uploads. Gonna send this box to the other spot that has fiber. Yo, so Damien in the chat right now, that's Buddy Sand, right? That's the shout out to you, bro. You're doing it up. But This is what I mean. Like his is right here, which is gonna be 40 blocks. And this is where we are now. We're talking about performance. Like we need hardware to be performance based to be the best in Validator. But then if I want to be the best in Validator, I'm gonna want to stack my performance on top of each other. And the only way to do that is not to make a beefier computer so I can just suck all the energy out of the earth. It's literally to make a replica of my best computer side by side and just let it run just like the other one, and so on and so on. It's actually very beautiful architecture. Makes me feel like, yeah, Bitcoin was destined to happen. Once you learn about networking, Bitcoin was definitely going to happen. People were definitely going to capture value on sending messages. Like that was going to happen. There was no way. People were not. It's just been siphoned by the conglomerate, in my opinion. And now we're here where everything, like Rome is falling. And if you're in crypto, you're like in the cutting edge of the next empire that's being built. It's fucking cool. But yeah, I have fiber here at the crib. So that's why I'm like, yo, I can do this from my house. But the next step in validators in the next year or so would be finding a home so that I can live there. And you can have your Batman layer full of X1 nodes. Straight up. But yeah, man, thank you guys for tuning in. We had a little chat today. We're just chilling, hanging out with the bruh. I'll be back tomorrow. We'll be chatting some more. It'll be Friday. It'll be the end of the week. We'll be approaching the end of January. It's kind of bananas, bro. It's like New Year's was like a week ago. So yeah, catch up, man, because time is moving. Time ain't stopping. Sun go up, moon go up, sun go down, moon go up. And so on and so on. But until the next one, wait, what Damien say real quick? Bitcoin won't last long. Satoshi will remove all the BTCs. Hey, that's a fact. By Jamie Dimon. Satoshi's gonna rug Bitcoin. And on that note, we out. Peace.